the Japanese have 3 Michelin star tempura restaurants, we have to get out of the mindset that fish and chips is cheap. I'm Tom Kerridge and we're sat in the coach, which is in Marlow. One of the biggest things I love about pubs are familiarity. So that sense of when you walk into a pub, you kind of know exactly what you're going to get. And that could be from an estate pub, like where I grew up, through to a country pub in the middle of nowhere, through to somewhere in the middle of a town, a busy little town like this. So there should always be a warm welcome. It wasn't until I was 18 and needed a job, I walked into a kitchen washing up, that I fell in love with the industry. I fell in love with the energy, the buzz, the kind of, I suppose, the left field way of life, the late nights, the early mornings, the kind of exciting, electric-like atmosphere that kitchens can create, adrenaline buzzes, and I love the hard work. And I love the hospitality for me, and the world of hospitality is one of the most broadly eclectic, rich, and unprejudiced industries that you will ever come across. So like the whole of hospitality, you come into that space, they all know their own jobs and you're learning and you're buzzing and you build together this fantastic team bond, and it's the most wonderful industry, an amazing space to be, and you just meet so many amazing different people. So yeah, it grabbed me and I stayed with it, and it's just the best industry for just being with people, learning about the world and life. It's such a broad encyclopedia of the world. Country pubs and pub kitchens have most definitely changed in the last 10 years. The way that pub kitchens have adapted and embraced global cuisine. You know, we're such a beautifully rich and culturally diverse and eclectic country. Flavour profiles on our palates have most definitely grown. And also what's happened is that many chefs that come from classically trained backgrounds or forward-thinking restaurant scenes where they embrace fashion and fad and exciting cookery, that great cookery scene. Some chefs have moved out of that kind of restaurant world and stepped into the world of a pub, but they've brought some of that exciting food knowledge and expertise into those small little pub kitchens and have just kind of like played around with it, developed it, squashed it down and let it grow again into something new, into a pub repertoire. So yeah, the last 10 years have been incredibly exciting for pub food. The way that we've moved in the craft beer world, so it's instead of it just being kind of like cask ale from a local brewery, we've also grown into really embracing small microbreweries up and down the country. Not just that, but distilling as well. So the idea of individual gin makers or rum makers or whiskey makers and small scale brewing and distillation has been hugely embraced by pubs. The most important thing about a pub should be a menu that always has not safety dishes on it, but ones of recognition. Fish and chips has got to be seen as more of a cooking style rather than actually representing a cheap fish and chip takeaway. If the Japanese have 3 Michelin star tempura restaurants, we have to get out of the mindset that fish and chips is cheap. Just because it's a piece of fish that's deep fried makes no difference to whether it's a piece of turbot or brill or whatever the amazing fish of the day. We always get the best fish from the market, irrespective. You know, we just take the best fish and that's what we use for deep frying. It's not a cheap fish, it's the best one there. We make an amazing batter. You can get cheap fish and chips, but it's about the product. It's about the quality level of the product. If that piece of turbot or brill that we had there was gently poached in a butter sauce, served with a pomme puree, some fantastic petit pois à la française and all that, it's the same ingredients. I have been Tom Kerridge, sat here in the amazing coach in Marlow, and the new cookbook, the Pub Kitchen, is out on the 14th of September, and you can buy it from all good retailers, online, everywhere, but also, most importantly, independent bookshops.